So this is a developer Let's Play of Cyber Rush, the game available on itch.io. It's pre-recorded, my commentary over my gameplay, and the deaths are edited out, so it's significantly shorter than what it takes to play it. I've played it several times, and even on my recording run, I died plenty of times. It's just the type of game it is. It's the old arcade one-hit deaths thing, and a lot of trial and error. So let's get started. We have our next tutorial here. You click once and you get this. Good job moving. You have to run, or you have less control. It's a bit, for longer distances. It doesn't come up too often, but it does have its purposes. So there we use the phase ability, which is really useful. Abilities in this game were sort of came from this game sort of came from the idea of what if I were to make a video game based off the Flash, the DC hero, and sort of the way you'd zip around and stuff, and the phase is one of the things, and shoot is shooting lightning, and the time slow sort of mimics the Flash goes, the near time stop speed. But anyway, so here we have our first real level. It's pretty simple, pretty wide open, minimal walls. I don't talk for a couple of minutes sometimes. Just not always something to talk about. This is the intro of the shotgun enemy. And it's probably, I've kind of sort of wondered if I should have put the sniper first. Because I think, here he's probably the harder enemy of the two. There we have our little mine thrower guy. And, yeah, he's sort of the Goomba of this, He's not very harmful by himself. He's only, he's a very base enemy. But he can trip you up if you, get in combat with somebody else. There's our regular shooters. Not much to say there, they do their little burst fire. Yeah, so this is on to the next one. We have our mines. Again, they're just to keep you moving. You got plenty of time to get away. We also have our little hazard force fields there, and it makes for sort of interesting choices to, you have to use it for a little shortcut sometimes, or sometimes you have to use it to get past certain walls. So here we're on to our next level, and see this one, you got a destroyed little place. You see what the viruses are doing, to the world. And it's sort of like how the music sounds kind of evil in these levels. onto the no walls level. sword, just the laser walls. And see there, it's sort of an interesting idea of like no cover. They can walk right through it because it's their hazard, so. And so here we sort of a big hallway scene. Sort of like, segmented little fights here. Although I do admit there's sort of like a bit of a problem. Sometimes the gates you got to wait a little bit. Luckily the phase of recharge isn't too long. Yeah, especially a problem in this level. And now we got our shoot ability. It's a fairly fun little ability. Probably the weakest of the three abilities, but it's still pretty fun. It's got its uses, You can take out multiple enemies at once really quick. And it's also like sometimes a bit easier to hit a shoot than a dodge, so that's useful there. Really like the sound Sun got for this game. We're trying to emulate the old arcade feel, especially in you notice the explosions of the enemies when you kill them. That's very much like the Galagas where your death explosion. And now we're on to the next level. I really like the shoot sound. It's actually using for another game, but it's the longer version, so it's interesting how different they sound when you put like a short little burst machine gun mode versus one big shot at a time. And this level introduces the time slowing lines, which worked out really well. Just a little sort of like a quicksand thing. Yeah, they're relatively easy to implement, and just adding weight to the rigid body, which is the biggest component of the player. There's a bit of an error with it, is that the time slow mines slow down your bullets, but when the field disappears, the bullets don't go back to normal speed, but they will go back to normal speed. They just exit the time slow field. But since the player bullets don't last very long, it sort of just intercepted it. Yeah, this one's a big gate level. And sort of, sort of limiting things to one axis here. And I was very happy with the look of these dark levels. But I was originally thinking that I might not, I was sort of doing this for a college project, and so I had limited time. I was thinking I was gonna bother to set up the 2D lighting But I ended up needing to do that for the hazards anyway, for the hazards in the mines. So I set it up, but I'm glad because I think this is probably one of the highlights of the game. And everything looks really nice. It really emphasizes the Tron look of it. Oh yeah, I really like the shotgun, how the shotgun burst look especially. I did play this on another monitor, and it's sort of upset with how different it looked. My first monitor looks, you can sort of just barely see the dark areas, but my other one, it's pretty much pitch black, which is just a huge problem with lighting and light mechanics, light mechanic in games. But there's always such like good potential here, and so I made sure it was plenty bright in the lit areas. I also really like the way the mines look. And we're back to the light levels. I believe the actual song here is called something like Sunset Rider, which is kind of fitting coming out of the dark. And this also introduces the rocket guys. They're fun. Little, you have to deal with the tracking. You know, they got a bigger explosion. It's like even if like they hit a wall, it might hit you. And now we have our time stop ability. Yeah, this mechanic, you know, getting me sort of trouble. I like it when the bolts come in slow. It's really good. And this level is sort of a goofy little level. It's sort of just like put a billion mines out. And you know, it's sort of like fun to see all explosions go off. We need like a little goofy level every once in a while. It's not very hard, so it's fine or whatever. Yeah, this big maze level it's sort of where we're getting these last couple really big levels, you know. sort of like really push, you know, like the endurance aspect. Yeah, they're really like the big, the machine gun guys. It sort of was inspired because when I first started this game, sort of based off like this game's sort of like a remake because I originally tried to make it in Game Maker when I was like it was like the first full game I ever tried to make, and yeah, the Game Maker version, you know, like that was really new, so. And like when having to spawn bullets, I just had to like spawn all the bullets up they could in a certain amount of time. And so they originally had like these big, long, like a whole bunch of bullets. So like I ended up cutting that down even in the Game Maker version to just the burst fire. Yeah, so but I still wanted to have them occasionally, so I put them in these last levels, kind of harder enemies. But there was a glitch back there, 2 enemies stacked on top of each other. I tried very hard to prevent that, but the thing was that walls, I had to make sure they can't go over walls, so I don't back them away from each other when they're near walls. So that's why they were able to stack there. A bit of an oversight. Probably should have made that area a little less cramped. Here we had the big final level. It's originally intended to have bosses, and so it's just sort of replacing the final boss in a way, but I did originally want to have it as a second to last level. I was just like big, like pushing combat in this game to its limit, and seeing like just how powerful the character really is. Yeah, it's pretty hard, but it's also pretty fun, you know. It's like really testing you. You can see all the bullets go off. So there's the game. Complete. We do have the credits here, and did most of this. I did pretty much this entire game myself. I did use a lot royalty-free music from Pixabay. It's listed, and I got a lot of sounds from freesound.org. Some of the sounds I did actually make myself, or record myself. It's made with Unity. I forgot to put the A-star package as a credit, but anyway, I'm just being really rigorous. I also put like a little thank you to anyone who like posts stuff online, because a lot of people don't know how to do that. You know, there are people who like get paid via YouTube to do it, but it's really nice with the fact that there are people like post on forums. Cause that's really good of people to do that. So you know, I should really appreciate those people. I put a special thanks to my dad. Really couldn't have learned programming without you, Dad. If you're listening, just I really struggled in the beginning, and you helped me out. So thank you for that. So that's Cyber Rush. Go ahead and play it if you're interested. You know, it's different to play than just watch it. Thank you to anyone who watched this video or plays Cyber Rush. And that's about it.